Hi everyone! Before we get started with today's SAP training video, I'd like to take just a few seconds to introduce you to Postnow.ai, an SAP data automation platform designed to make your everyday SAP work faster and easier. With Postnow, you can upload data directly from Excel into SAP for vendor masters, material masters, business partners, journal entries, and many other SAP processes without custom ABAP development. This significantly reduces the burden on your IT team by eliminating the need to build and maintain LSMW objects, custom upload programs, and one-off custom ABAP developments. It's also an ideal solution for S/4HANA migration projects, helping you migrate legacy data into SAP quickly, accurately, and with confidence. Postnow also includes powerful SAP reporting capabilities. You can easily join SAP tables, build reports without complex development, or simply describe the report you need in plain English using our AI query pilot. It automatically generates the required query and delivers the results in seconds with no coding required. If you'd like to see how Postnow can simplify your SAP processes, request your free trial today at Postnow.ai. And before we begin, one more thing. As a thank you for supporting our channel, we're giving our YouTube viewers free access to more than 20 complete SAP training courses. If you'd like free access to all courses, simply comment "Access" below and check the video description for the next steps. Now, let's get started with today's SAP training video.
Next topic, we'll work out introduction to data types and data objects. Right, this is the content we are going to learn in this presentation. SAP data types, how to create and how many types of data types, system defined data types, user defined data types, and then coming to the data object, internal data objects, external data object, system defined data objects, special defined data objects. So by end of this presentation you are going to learn. So after completing this chapter, you will be able to learn to understand how to declare the data types in ABAP programming by using data types and data objects. Then to understand different types in data types and data objects, how many types of data types you are going to learn. To understand how to define data types and data object. And before that, data type is describes the technical properties of data object. There is no memory associated with data types, it's a plain descriptions. You can define data types either local within an ABAP programming in SC38 by using types keyword, which we are going to create it local data types. That is a structure type we are going to call, and we can directly write it by using the keyword data keyword, or globally we are going to create by using ABAP dictionary. So this topic will work out in a ABAP dictionary level, how to create a table. In that table, we are going to create a data type and domains, data elements and domains in that level. So we are going to learn. Next, data object. Each data object, it has a specific data type assigned to it. Data objects are created at a runtime. So each data object occupies some space in a memory. Without data types, we cannot create data objects. So first we'll focus data types. There are the two types. One is system defined data types, or you can call the predefined data type. The second one is user defined data types. Check. The first one is a predefined or a system defined data types. Here there is again two types. One is elementary data type, structure defined data type. In elementary data type, there is 8 predefined elementary data types in ABAP. C for character, D for date, F for float, I for integer, N for numeric, P for packed, C for time, X for hexadecimals. Right. Next, there is a structures. There is a called as a tables. When you create a tables keyword, then so structure type, because in a table it contains like a n number of data elements and domains, right? Here then right side there is a user defined data types. Based on a predefined data types, user can create by using their own data types. There is a keyword called as a types. User defined elementary data types or based on predefined elementary type. So again, user, you can create it as a user based on a predefined, you can call it as you can create it based on types keyword. And under user defined data types there is a structure type. There are two types. One is field strings and internal tables. Yeah, first we'll focus elementary types. Elementary types are two types. One is fixed length elementary type, a variable length elementary type. When you say fixed length, throughout the program the value will be same. That is what constants is a keyword. Through constants you are going to make it a fixed length. A variable length, it can be changed at any point of time. So by using data keywords you can create a variable and the length of the variable can be changed, or you can change it at any time. Elementary types are the smallest individual units of ABAP type, so they can be grouped as those with a fixed length or with a variable length. This is called as elementary type. Then again there is other type. There is a reference type. It describes a data object that can contains a reference like a pointers to other object. This we are going to focus on our next session level. There is a data object and data ABAP in ABAP objects. So we'll talk about later this reference types. And a complex types, there are made up with the other types. By using types keyword in ABAP statements we can create it in local, and they allow you to manage the process semantically related data under a single name. And you can access complex data object either whole or individual component. This complex types we are going to learn with a structure type. In that there is a table type, row type, and a complex structure type. I'll explain this in a next sessions. So first we'll focus elementary types. So before that you have to know that just now we talk about packed, integer, float, numeric, character type, then date, time, and hexadecimals. So which we are going to access very frequently, there is a character C. So by default the length is 1, it is a blank initially. So maximum 65,535 characters you can declare. Then integer type I is an integer. By default it occupies 4 byte. Packed, there is a packed number 8 standard length. Then floating point 8 bytes. Numeric text you can go through, like initially standard length is 1. In a date there is a this is a German product, like based on YYY and MMDD. This is a default date format, will be created in a backend system, and this we cannot change because standard length is 8. Then there is a time, start with like hours, minutes, and seconds. Then 6, there is a standard length, we cannot change this. And hexadecimals default is 1. If the values are not sufficient, then we can declare like hexadecimals for exponent, components, and all. And now we'll focus in depth how to create elementary data types and how to write a programs by using this. User defined elementary data types are based on like entirely on a predefined data types. Here there is in SE38 you have to write the code like data is a keyword, A is a variable type, I is a integer type, or you can create with the predefined 8 types. When you declare integer type, by default is 4 bytes length is occupied. That's what you should not provide any length for A of 20, A of 10, you cannot provide that. This is what variables you have to create. And by using types keyword you can create the local variables, that is a structure types you can create. A number is not a keyword here. You can type it anything, any variable name, type reference to integer type. Or you can refer by using data keyword, for example, d underscore kunar, any variable name, type, there is a kn1 hyphen kunar. Here you can refer with a table name hyphen field name, so that it is not required to the integer type or predefined type. The length will be automatically so created with a kunar. D kunar, for example, in a kn1 kunar, there is a character 20 we have declared, assume that. Then here d underscore kunar, the variable name also contains 20 characters. Next, structured data types. When you say structured data type, there is a field strings and internal tables. A field string is a collection of other data types or a group of data types. For example, a data is a keyword, begin of a block name. A block name can be anything. That block should be end with the same name. End of block B1 started with the B1. Now we can create it any variables here, name of 10, because if you not specified of 10 the length, by default in SAP ABAP the system it will take only one character length. That's what you can increase the length of this name 10 characters, type C. Default is 1 character if not specified. Then age of 3, the type N, you can provide the length for numeric values. This the way we can create it a field string. A field string can contains a value or a memory. If you start with the types, it is called as a structure type. Structure does not contain any data. It is started with a data keyword. This is like a field string. Next, internal tables. An internal table is a temporary table, so they can consist of several lines of the same type, unlike field string, which is exactly like a. So we'll talk about later how it is going to work with the internal tables. For timing here, internal table is a temporary table. It is created at runtime, stored. The value of or the records of the internal tables gets created at a runtime. Next, there is a data types and data object. System define data types. Here there is a data types, predefined data types. You can create a predefined data types, right, by using 8 predefined data types. Next, there is a local types in ABAP programming, so which we are going to create in a SE38. Then there is a types in ABAP dictionary. So this types in ABAP dictionary we are going to create in SE11 ABAP dictionary types. And there is a local types and global types by using type group statement. Next, so we'll talk about data objects. Data objects are like just now we focused, data objects occupies some memory space. Data objects are created at runtime, and without data types we cannot create a data objects. There are 4 types of data objects. One is internal data object, external data object, system defined data object, special defined data object. First we'll work out internal data objects. Internal data objects are created for use in a particular program. They have no validity outside the program. Internal data objects are included like within a program only. There are 3 types of internal data objects again. One is literals, variables, constants. Literals are unnamed data objects that is created within the source code of the program. For example, when you write it a write statement within a single quote, whatever you have printed, so it will execute it automatically output. You will get a list output that is called as a literals. Variables are named data objects that is declared statically using declarative statement. Just now we have done data keyword, it's a variable name. Dynamically, while a program is creating or runtime, so variable is created. You have to create that. Constants are named data objects that you can create statically using a declarative statement. They allow you to store some value data under this particular naming convention memory area of the programs. Check the examples here. Write is a keyword. Whatever you have written, for example, hello you have written, this will print in output as it is. This is called as a literal. A data keyword, num is a variable name, type and integer. This is a name. And there is a keyword data, price is a variable name, like num. Check the difference. Type is refers to existing data type. Like is refers to existing data object. The existing data object num is already created. We can refer directly here. Now num contain integer, even price is also contains integer type. This is called as a named object. Next, constants, you have to declare the keyword like a constants and any variable constant name and the type I. When you say constant, it should be having the value keyword because you have to specify the value. It is 100. For example, you have declared like a constant is C, then the value should be placed in a single quotes, because character type, if you want to enter anything, for example ABC, want to then into a num, right? Value keyword, for example 100. So when you declare constant num type I value 100, you cannot change num value. For example, you are changing num value 120. You cannot change this value because you declared as constants. The next other data types are here. There is a variables. Declare variables by using statically using the following statement. Data keyword, just now we discussed with the variables whose lifetime is linked to the context of the declaration. Statics we'll talk about later to declare the variable static validity in procedures. Class data, these concepts we are going to discuss in object oriented. Class data, static data like a normal class hyphen data keywords. And the parameters will work out immediately what exactly the parameters and select options with the special defined data types. Parameters and select options based on declarative statements. User can restrict by using these two parameters. Runtime you can enter only one value. According to that, you'll get the data from the database tables. Select options will like a range of values to declare an internal tables that is linked with the input field of any selection screens. Ranges like to declare internal tables with the same structure in a select options, right? Variable declarations dynamically we have to create it. So we'll discuss with the practically what exactly you're going to do. First, let me focus with the parameters and select options in the next slides. Yep, this is what internals. Now there is a second concept, external data objects. Second type of data objects. The external data objects exist independently of the programs ABAP 4, stored in external data objects in a tables in ABAP dictionary part. To access this data within ABAP program, declare the tables in ABAP programs by using called tables keyword. For example, in SC11, let us say LFA1 is a vendor master table. If you want to access this in SC38, you can write it the keyword tables table name. Then after that you have to create internal table, then followed by write a select query, loop at itabs and everything. So when you create a tables, That's called as external data objects. Directly you're accessing external data object in SE38. Next, there is a third one, system defined data object. The system defined data objects are defined by the system automatically. SYST is a structure. In that structure, all the system fields are available. System fields are started with SY, which we used to call as SI datum. Current date it will print. SI user EIT, time will print. Uname, so username will print. Saisabasi, there is a system field. It is a returning code. If it is 0, it is success. Other than 0, it is failure. Then a Sai langu, there is a character 1 indicates, so language keyword it will print. More than 170 system fields are available. Then system fields are stored in SE11 is a T code. In that you can enter table name as your structure name is SYST. If you enter SYST, you will get all the system fields are located in this system. Remember, this is a structure, this is not a table. Table contains the data, whereas structure does not contain any data. Through runtime instance, system will pass the data and you are able to print current data. Next, last one, data object. There is a special defined data object and parameters and selection criteria. Parameters are a variable which link to the selection screen. They can accept the value after the program start, which we are going to restrict the single value. Parameter always accept single value. Right, like this. There is a one parameter I can enter. Next, the select options. If you create a select option, you can create like this. There is a two input box. One is for lower limit. There is a, for example, 1 to 100. Right here you have to enter 1. Here you have to enter 100. Select option will accept the range of values at a runtime. Then according to that, so you will get range of values. So we'll connect the server. Yep. So transaction code SE38. So in this program name, you have to start with a Z or Y. So which we have already done with the concept in a basics how to create a programs. So let me write it one simple select query. Select one. There is a program. You can type the program name, then I click on create. So enter the program name here. Any title here. select the first program type is executable. Then I click on Save button. So now click on Local Object. Here you have to write the code, and I will go through this latest Bluetooth settings. Will connect with a new ABAP editor code. Right here I'm going to write the basic things. Let me write it one simple query so that you'll have all the stuff in this, how to create a variables and all. Right, tables is a keyword. ABAP is not a case sensitive. You can type it anything. So right, tables, I'm going to create a table name. For example, KNA1 is a table name. Right, here by using data keyword, right, I'm going to create individual elements first. D underscore Kunar, for example, then type KN1 hyphen KU NNR, then comma here. Next, D underscore, let us say name1, type KN1 hyphen name1. Next, D underscore what is 01, this is a city field name, type KN1 hyphen what is 01. Next, here the last field, there is a land1, it's a country code, type KN1 hyphen land1. For example, I'm accessing 4 fields, right, from KN1 table. You can open another session and type the transaction code here, SC11, enter, then enter the table name here, which table currently you are going to access, then KNA1. You can observe in the display mode, because this is a predefined tables, you cannot create, you cannot change it. User defined tables, you can create your own tables. Always go to the display mode. Right, there is a Kunar is a field name, customer number, and a land1 is a field, name1, and what is 01. So I'm going to access these 4 fields, and here you have written this program by using select statements. Check now. Yeah, declaration is done. Then we have to write the code for this. Before that, let me declare parameters. Parameters is a keyword. So generally we have to start with a parameter. So P underscore, you can start with any parameter name, like there is a Kunar is a keyword, and a parameter you have to type it, the type keyword. Then there is a KNA1 hyphen, there is a Kunar. Right, here I am accepting the parameters, and then select is a keyword. Just you can write the basic select query. Then here now we have to select right side fields. There is a KU NNR. Kunar is a field name. Next, name1, ORT 01. Next, there is a field name, land1. Right, I am selecting 4 fields from KN1 table. You have to write from KN1 is a table, then into, so place it like this in a variable. I am selecting the fields I am placing on variable. Kunar, comma D underscore name 1, comma D underscore var T01, comma D underscore land 1. Close the parenthesis. Then this is a simple basic query what we are writing, where Kunar of original KN1 table which is equals to what you have entered in a P Kunar dot. Here we have done parameter Kunar. Here the original customer name number from KN1 table which is matching what you have entered runtime. Observe here, entire SQL is one line of statement. That's what that ends with a dot here. There is no commas here, there is no dots or something. Then after that you have to print. There is a write statement, you can print it. You can copy this directly all the fields. Now you have to paste it, or you can type it manually. Right, we got a values from the database table KN1. The record is hold, the variables can hold the record. This I am printing in a write statement. This is a separate statement. Then after that select should be and select. Right, so this is a save option. You have to save this. Click on syntactically check everything correct. You can observe this status, then activate your program. When you activate, system will create one runtime object. The runtime object is automatically selected. Click on continue. No need to select, system will select automatically. Now your program is ready. Once you have done a activation, runtime object is created. ABAP programs are interpreted, then based on that execute now. Right, this is what we have done, special define things, that is called as a parameter. You can enter any number, but you don't know this number is available in a backend database table. That's what press F4, this is called as search help. When you press F4, again you have to click on continue button here. There is a click on continue. Then you can identify this. There are the customer numbers. You can select anything, double click on this customer. Then there is the execution button here. Click on execute. Check you are getting the data. First one is customer number, customer name, city, country code. This you can cross check what exactly you got the results, and open backend table because you got the data from this KN1 table, and I click on entries. There is a content here, and this enter, so whatever, and 1 to 100 or that number which one you got it from, that 3469. Enter this number here, 3469. Execute this. Observe here in a backend like a KN1 table. So from this only we got the results. Check, you're able to see that Kunar, land 1 and a name 1, there is a postal codes and etc. Whatever we got it, so we are able to display that. Back to the program. Right, this is the result. You have to press F3. There is a back button. Again press F3. Check, we are able to retrieve the data from the parameter. This is a variable, this is a parameter. So we have written a select query and select. Next, let me comment this, and there is a select options. Select hyphen options. Then you can write it any select option name, S Kunar, for is a keyword, K1 hyphen KUNNR. Parameter accept runtime by user can enter only one number, whereas select options user can select it a range of information. But here earlier, copy this, let me comment this, next paste it here. It should not equals to, it should be IN, because your select option will support in it like in between like range of thing, then it is heading here, and select should be and select. Now check the syntax. Right, it is started with S Kunar because we have declared the name is S Kunar. Make it correct and syntactically correct. Activate this. Click on enter. Then program is activated. Run. Check, this is called a range of options, you got it. Now we have to enter. So for example, you want to see that 1 to 100, first list of 100 customers. Execute now. Check, you're able to see that how many customers. You can cross check the same thing in a backend database table. Go to K1 table, and instead of one entry, you can enter 1 to 100. Now execute directly. Check 25 entries, we got it. Right, here also last customer is 99. Then whatever we got in ABAP program, this is also same, 99 customers. Press F3. Right, this is what we have done with the parameters and select options. Next one is special defined data object. For example, you can go through program 2, click on create. Let us say fine, system defined objects, select it, executable program, click on save, then local object. Right here you can type it directly system defined data object by using write statement. All system defined object, for example, username you want to print like this, and there is a comma you have to enter, then sy hyphen u name. Next, let's say if you want to print date like this, there is a system field sy hyphen datum. Next, there is a time, you can start like sy hyphen uzeit. Next, there is a, for example, you want to see that database. So which database currently we are running? So sy hyphen db sys dbsys, like that. So many system fields. Check the syntactical and activate your program. Click on enter and run this. You're able to see that username is current login username, date current date, and a time, and Oracle is your database system. All the system fields are available in this. There is a table name called as, actually that is a structure name. Open this SA11. Yeah, here you have to enter in SA11. There is a structure name called as S5 ST. Go to display mode. Look at this, all the system fields. ABAP system fields, so many system fields, 171 system fields. This is a structure, it is not a table. You don't have any entries button here, you cannot see that. Right, so you can print like this and number of system fields. Right, we have done with the tables. We have done with the data objects, internal data object, external data object, system defined data object. This is what a system defined data object. Special defined data objects, we have done like parameters and select options.